What's up, y'all? I'm Ashton. This is LadyMotoBang. So in this episode, I'm going to be cleaning up the rusty gas tank for my 1963 Honda CL72. So stay tuned. All right, so this tank, it's been reincarnated a few times. I'm assuming it was blue at one point because the bike had a blue frame that I've found some evidence of. It's also been painted, I think, like a red color. It's got some shiny glitter paint still under here, and then it had some copper paint over the top of that. So I ended up stripping the paint off several years ago. Didn't do a very good job, but that's what I'm working with now. The inside has some rust, not a whole bunch of rust, but like I've stated before, I'm going to be doing the most cost-effective thing for this bike. So we're going to be using a bunch of vinegar I got from Piggly Wiggly and a Tupperware and completely submerging this in vinegar to get all this rust out. And then we'll neutralize it with some water and some baking powder, baking soda after that. I don't want this bike to look brand new. I want it to look like it's been well used. So I'm not going to be sending this off to get powder coated. I'm not going to be buying a fancy spray gun and painting it myself. We're going to use rattle cans. I'm going to be using engine enamel. No clear coat. This is just a semi-gloss. I don't want it to look super shiny. The reason I'm using this is because this is gasoline resistant, and I don't want the, I do want the tank to look well loved. I don't want the paint peeling up. It's not going to get messed up because there's absolutely no way I'm going to avoid getting gasoline on this tank after it's done. I'm going to be priming it with some engine enamel paint primer. Then before I start, I'm going to be spraying it down with this to get all of the oil and grease and anything that was on my fingers off. So first things first, let me show you what the inside of this gas tank looks like. I got some loose rust just hanging out in the bottom. But I actually think that this is going to clean up pretty well. I'm going to be completely submerging this. So I'll be cleaning this out, shaking it out, and then let's go ahead and get her put in some vinegar. Hopefully I can clean that up okay. These petcocks are not cheap on eBay, so I'm going to go with this one, get a kit for it, gasket kit and everything, and hope that it doesn't leak too bad. Yuck. Look. No, this is the exciting stuff, the aesthetic part. Hopefully I have enough vinegar. I'll have to run back to the store. The reason I'm completely submerging it is because I don't have a way to seal the bottom. I've tried once before, and I cannot keep anything in this gas tank. I can't seem to plug up the petcock hole and the fuel line hole good enough to keep it from leaking, so I'm having to do it this way. Definitely don't have enough vinegar. I'm going to have to go to the store. It's already cleaning that off on the outside. Look at all that. Nice. All right, so it's about 10 in the morning the next day. That's just this, easy surface rust. This is where I just barely didn't have enough vinegar. So you can see I carefully put some rocks and some bricks in here to kind of displace a lot of that. It's kind of stupid because this is 3 gallons, so you would think, oh, I'm not going to need that much. Yeah, I needed a lot of vinegar. So yeah, this is all clearing off. This would have been easy to get off either way. What I'm really worried about is the whole point really is the inside of the tank. But yeah, God, doesn't that look good already? This is going to clean up really well. And then now I can also see, I'll be able to
really tell if I have any like serious dings I could take out. I haven't noticed any. Look, you can see the seam right here. Anyway, I'm gonna let this soak for several more hours. Dump the vinegar out, take a look, swish it out, and then if I need to, I'll just put it back in to soak. Well, I got it very clean. There's still some evaporust down in there and a little bit of soap, but I soaked it in baking soda water, and it looks great. So I'm very happy with that. Outside's flash resting a little bit already, but not a big deal. The inside is what I don't want flash resting, so I'm gonna keep cleaning it out, get all this evaporust out, and then throw some oil in there, some WD-40 or some Marble Mystery Oil, and coat the inside after I get it all dried out. All right, getting the tank cleaned up, but I have just about finished the knee pad on this side. That turned out way better. I wouldn't say it's like better than I expected, but I'm really pleased with how that turned out. From scratch with raw, just regular rolled up leather. This is all my leather stuff. When I make stuff out of leather, I don't do it much anymore. But yeah, I cut it out of this, dyed it. That, man, I'm really pleased with myself, to be honest. That's an $80 knee pad that I just made with stuff I already had laying around. All right, so I got the paint as cleaned up as it's gonna get. Now there's only one thing I want to address, and that is this dent. It looks way worse without the paint on there. On the camera it looks bad. It's not actually that bad, but it doesn't look good here. So I've got a dent puller kit. My wife stole my glue gun, so I'm going to be using a Bic lighter to heat up some glue and stick this thing on here and see if I can pop that out. I have stuff on my face. I flung a bunch of like paint gunk all over myself. Is this alcohol? I don't know what that is. It's not alcohol. Alcohol. All right, this is alcohol. Let's try this. Now that I've got alcohol all over my hands, let me get this lighter out. So let's do it. I'll show you my nasty bench. That's probably soaked in gas. Yeah, so I haven't ever had much luck with these. I think I sort of pulled a couple of, oh yeah, this is definitely not good. It's just like burning off. That's just not gonna work, is it? How does the heat gun work? Or, oh, I could use a heat gun. Maybe. It's not working very well. All right, Bic lighter didn't work. Okay. Yeah, that's warming up. Gosh, if only they made a tool specifically for melting glue sticks. I'm pretty sure my hot glue gun's in the attic with the wreath making stuff, and I'm not getting in the attic. I can just be lazy and do it the hard way, as is my nature. There, see it? Let me bring you over here. I don't have much faith in this. Now you gotta let it sit. Don't get impatient. It's still sticky. But while that's setting, I had a bunch of that thick red glitter all over where all the knee pads were left over, and it was all underneath on the bottom. This is the situation. That's as good as I could get it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's still, well, I've gotten like most of the red off. That's probably still the worst. That glitter is like the worst thing I've ever had to deal with. So that's as good as that underside's getting. I'm spraying this with engine enamel, so I'm not worried about it that much. Really the only thing I'm doing is I have some prep spray to get all of the grease and cleaner, as I've used a lot of cleaner on this, as well as, you know, the actual paint remover. And then I had some like iron eraser stuff for wheels. And I went after some spots here, but I'm already getting surface rust again. So after I have to go in now, but tomorrow when I come back out here, I'm gonna take the steel wool to all of the tiny little surface rust areas, and then we're gonna spray it with the prep, get all the oils and grease off of everything, and I'm gonna hang it up and start spraying it down. I'll spray it with some primer first, and then that good old black and engine enamel. Wonder if this is ready. Let's see if we can pop it. Oh. That definitely didn't work. So I popped it off too soon. The other option, if this doesn't work, is obviously I could stick something in there and try to push it out. I could try it with like a rounded off piece of wood maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying this and see if I can get it. Well, so I couldn't get the dent out. I'm okay with it though. It's not a super bad one. I don't really have another way, like another method other than that dent puller. And I want to get this done. So the dent will add character to the bike. So yeah, I've got this as clean as it's gonna get. And I've got my makeshift stand here. It's raining outside, so yeah, it's raining outside. It's gonna keep storming. I was gonna do this yesterday when it wasn't raining, and I ran out of time because I was trying to pull that dent. I've got all my paint off of all the important places. I really don't have a lot. I've got like a little bit in here of that glitter paint. I just can't get to with anything really serious, like anything aggressive. Yeah, so I'm gonna spray this down with some of the paint prep stuff. It's like super strong smelling. And then yeah, I'm gonna shoot it with some high heat enamel, basically just because this is the stuff that's supposed to go on underneath the engine enamel, and I didn't want to spray it with some primer that the paint itself wouldn't like. So all right, here we go. It's a Duplicolor paint prep.
Whew. Definitely have to air it out in here. All right, I moved you guys so you could see the interesting part. I didn't want you to see the junk over there. It's basically a whole other motorcycle I still have not put together. All right, I can't believe I'm actually like painting this tank. This is the first motorcycle I've ever owned. And I like have never ridden it down the street. It's been this color forever. I can't believe I just can't believe it's happening. All right. Tell you what, I wish I didn't have to do this like in the shed. All right, we're done on this side. I still have to make this knee pad for the other side, and I'm waiting because I'm going to do a tutorial on that. But I liked the red emblem on here. Didn't come with emblems, so I want the little pops of color to be red on this bike. I think it turned out pretty well. That dent looks pretty bad at certain angles, but there's not really anything I could do about it. And I don't really mind it. I know some people out there will wish that it didn't have that in there. I understand, but man, that looks sick, doesn't it? So here's kind of what the finish looks like. It's a real dull shine. There's some like imperfections that are still coming through, and I want that. Most of the time when fellas fix up these bikes, they fix them back to brand new showroom, and I wanted to see what one of these bikes looks like that looks like it's been on the road since the 60s. So running the trails, doing some trial stuff, hill climbing. I wanted a bike that looked like somebody's had a lot of fun with it, because this bike definitely has seen some fun times. I wanted to keep the essence of the life of this bike, and I'm pretty happy with this. So, but yeah, this is turning out to be a pretty sweet looking bike. Now I just need to get the headlight, the forks. I'm going to take the copper paint off of this fender. Figure out what I'm going to do with the rear shocks. If I'm going to keep these, I'll paint them black. And then I need to paint the side covers and the toolbox. Still got the toolbox. So, man, it's pretty sweet looking. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm really pleased with the results. As I said, it doesn't look really high gloss. It looks low budget because it is, and I want it to look low budget. Anything that I use in this video, I'm going to put an Amazon link in the description below, so you can use what I use if you're something you're interested in. Next video, I'm going to be making a tutorial video on how I made this knee pad. I got a lot of questions about how I made this on when I posted on Instagram, And yeah, I saved a lot of money making this myself with stuff I already had lying around. So I'm going to make a how to do it kind of on a budget video as well, and try to make a decent tutorial for you guys if anybody's interested. But yeah, I'm bebopping along on this project. As far as the running issues, I've done, leak down tests, compression checks, and everything on this. I think I might have had an issue with one of my spark plug caps. So thanks to BJ from Brickhouse Builds for pointing me in the right direction on that. I was having an issue with the spark plug cap. So you guys will see this bike run sometime soon. And, I know everybody saw the kickover video, the first start video, but I'm going to be running it again at some point, and I'll make sure I record that for you guys. But yeah, we'll be working on the front end next, working on getting my new sprocket, new chain, everything, making sure the brakes and everything are okay, new wheel bearings, everything like that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this thing boogieing down the road. It's going to be pretty sweet. So thanks for tuning in. And as always, you don't have to subscribe, but
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.